Hey everyone, welcome back to the ThinkorSwim tutorial series. In today's video, we'll learn how to trade Iron Condors on the ThinkorSwim platform. We're also going to dive into the basics of the Iron Condor spread itself, why you may want to use it, and what to look out for before you actually place the trade. Now, before getting into the mechanics of how to actually do the trade and what to look for, let's first start off by defining what an Iron Condor is and breaking it down as simply as possible. First off, it's important to remember that it is a neutral trade. In the ideal world, we hope the stock stays exactly where it's at or moves very little in either direction. Since the trade is not directional, it does not benefit from the stock going one way or the other. It instead is going to benefit from time passing and volatility decreasing. Now, if you're at all familiar with vertical spreads, then this is not going to take you too long to master. An Iron Condor is simply selling a vertical put spread while simultaneously selling a vertical call spread. So you're just doing both of those things at the exact same time. Now, since these are both credit spreads, we know right up front what our max profit is going to be, and that's going to be the amount that we receive for putting on the Iron Condor. For example, let's go ahead and build one out, and we'll use Lucid as an example, and don't worry, I'll show you guys how to do this more in depth here in a minute. I'm just going to build this as an example. We'll just build it out real quickly. And here you can see I built out an Iron Condor against Lucid for the 10 December expiration, 33 days from now. And what I received for it was $2.96 or $296. Now, since that's the credit I received, that is the most amount of money I can make on this trade, $296. Now, our max loss on an Iron Condor is also going to be defined by the wings that we purchase. So in my case, you can see the wings that I bought, basically the hedge against my short options, were each $5 out. We're each $5 wide. So on the call side, you can see I sold the 45s and bought the 50s, so that's a $5 wide wing. On the put side, I sold the 35s and bought the 30s, so again, $5 wide. Now, since those wings are $5 out, the most we could lose is that $5 or $500 minus the credit we received. Because of the credit we received, $296, the most we could lose on this trade is $204. And if we came down here to confirm and send, it would tell us our max loss right here. $204 is the max loss, $296 is the max profit. Also, it's important to remember that the max loss on the trade is the buying power requirement as well. So if you were to do this trade and the max loss is $204, you need to have $204 in options buying power in order to do this trade. Now let's go ahead and jump into the things to look out for before you actually put on the trade. Now, generally, when you put on an Iron Condor, you're going to be looking for a stock with high implied volatility. If and when that volatility starts to decay, the value of that spread will also decay, which will make us money. As time passes, theta will also be working its way out of those contracts and will also benefit us. And that's why I said before, the way we make money on this trade is from time decay and volatility decreasing. So what we're trying to do is put those two things on our side. That's why we're looking for stocks with high implied volatility, because we want volatility working for us rather than against us. Now, it's also important to remember that time decay starts to ramp up about 30 to 60 days out. Now, because time decay starts to ramp up about 30 to 60 days out, it doesn't make much sense to sell beyond 60 days. So for me, most of the time I am sticking in that 30 to 60 day window. The only time I'm selling less than 30 days out is if I'm trading an earnings announcement. But for right now in this video, let's just focus on selling that 30 to 60 day window so we put that time decay on our side. We're also going to be looking for higher implied volatility, so we can hopefully plan on IV coming out as well. Now, in order to find that volatility, if we're on an option chain, like on Lucid right now, you can see the implied volatility over here on the right-hand side. Now, if you're new to options trading, this might not mean a whole lot to you, 180%, 162%, but that is very, very high. For the most part, anything above 45% for me is decently high, so 180%, that is incredibly high. If we were to switch to something like Apple, we could use that as a reference point. You're going to see that their volatility is way down there in the mid-20s. So for me personally, I'm generally not going to sell many options against something like Apple because I'm not getting paid very much for the risk that I'm taking. Because that volatility is so low, I'm not getting paid as much as I would get paid for selling the same or equivalent priced options on something like Lucid. Now, you can also create scans for these types of things. You can scan for companies that do have higher implied volatility that meet your criteria, and you're going to do all of that from the Scan tab. Now, I made a video on this earlier, so you are more than welcome to check that out if you want to learn how to create a high IV stock scanner, or if you want to create an option hacker that looks for specific options contracts you might want to sell. But for right now, what we're focusing on is this implied volatility figure, as well as IV rank, which you can find down here below under today's option statistics. When we click on that and open it up, we can see the past volatility levels for this particular stock. So in the case of Apple, we can see in the past year, the highest volatility has been 55%, and the lowest volatility has been 21.6%. Now, generally speaking, this means Apple is a fairly low volatility company. But right below that, where it says current IV percentile, which is actually IV rank in this platform, it's mislabeled. This is kind of a gauge as to whether volatility is high or low right now for Apple. And remember, Apple's volatility is currently 26%, so it's actually saying it's towards its lower end range. If that number said 100%, it would be telling us that volatility is currently the highest it's been in the past year. If it was at 0%, it would tell us that it's at the lowest point it's been all year. And like we said before, we are trying to put volatility on our side as much as possible, so we do want this to be a little bit higher. For me personally, I'm usually looking for IV rank at least 30%, maybe more, so I can hopefully plan on volatility decreasing from here rather than increasing. If I were to sell options when volatility was at its lowest point for the past year, it would probably be more likely than not that volatility would expand from there, which is going to hurt me as an option seller. So again, I generally want to sell when volatility is high. Now that we went through a couple different things to look out for, let's go back to Lucid because it does have some nice implied volatility. And let's go through the steps on how to actually create an Iron Condor in here. Now, like we said before, we generally want to sell 30 to 60 days out. So we're going to be looking at the 10 December to the 23 December options right now. And let's go ahead and pick the monthlies just because they're probably going to be the most liquid. So we're going to click on 17 December. Looking on the right-hand side, we can see implied volatility is currently 127%, so it is quite high. And if we come down here down below, let's say we wanted to sell the 30 delta options. Now in this case, we are going to start at the put side, so let's go ahead and find the 30 delta puts, which looks like it'd be about 36. We're going to go down to 35 just to keep it nice and even. And all we have to do to create the Iron Condor is go ahead and click on the bid price of the option we want to sell. So in this case, we want to sell the $35 puts, so we'll go ahead and click on 335 here. From there, you can see it brings up the order ticket to sell that Lucid $35 put, but remember, we need to add a few more legs to this thing. Now, what we're going to do in this case is we are going to buy $5 wide wings. So what we're going to do is hold down the control key on our keyboard. Holding down the control key allows us to add an additional leg. The next thing we're going to do is find the $30 puts and go ahead and click on the asking price. You can see what it does is it turns it into a vertical spread because we are now selling the 35 while simultaneously buying the 30. Now all we need to do is do the exact same thing on the call side. So we are going to find the 30 delta puts just like before. Looks like I'm not going to get exactly at the 30 delta, but we'll go ahead and sell the 60s while simultaneously buying the 65s. And remember, all I had to do was click on the bid of the 60s, click on the ask of the 65s while holding down the control key on my keyboard. Now down below, we can see it is creating an Iron Condor. We are selling one of the 60s while simultaneously buying one of the $65 calls. We're also selling one of the $35 puts and buying one of the $30 puts. And we're doing that for a total credit of $2.24. Now remember, the most we can ever make on this trade is the credit that we receive. So the most we can make on this trade is $224. And since this spread is $5 wide, the most we can lose is $500 minus the $224 credit. So the most we could lose on this trade is $276 if my math is right. We'll go ahead and click on confirm and send to see if I am right. And right there you can see it listed out. $224 max profit, $276 max loss. Now if you wanted to, we could always widen out these strikes. For example, let's say you typically just want to try and get 1/3 the width of the strike. That would be 0.33 times 5 because the width of these strikes is 5 points. In that case, we'd only be trying to get $1.65 for this trade. So if we were willing to take a little bit less, maybe we could move these strikes out further. Maybe we could move them all the way down to the $30 strike and the 25. And maybe we're more comfortable with that. We put our puts further out of the money. We give ourselves a little bit more wiggle room. And we're still getting a pretty nice credit of $1.43. Now remember, on the Iron Condor, all we want to happen is for Lucid to ideally do absolutely nothing. Now we did build in a little bit of wiggle room. Lucid could technically go down all the way down to $30 a share or all the way up to $60 a share, and we would still make $143 on this trade. What's also interesting about ThinkorSwim is we could also visualize this trade before we even put it on. Now in order to do that, what we're going to do is go ahead and right click anywhere on this red line, and then I want you to click on Analyze Trade. From here, we just need to make sure we're on the Risk Profile tab, and this will give us a visualization of how exactly we're going to make or lose money on this particular trade. Now, right now, I'm super zoomed in, so I'm going to come down here to the Price section and go ahead and drag to the left, so I go ahead and zoom out, and then I'm going to center up this Iron Condor so I can see a little bit better of a picture of it. Now, right now, this is showing us a visualization of exactly how we're going to make or lose money on this particular trade. Now, the blue line defaults to the date of expiration, whereas the purple line defaults to today. So again, what it's telling me is this is where I make my max profit, this plateau up here at the top, which is going to be between $30 and $60 because those are my two short options that I sold. Now, where you see it begin to taper down, where I start to lose some of my profit and then eventually start losing money, that's when it goes beyond my short strike. So when I start to get tested on the put side, let's say Lucid goes down to, I don't know, 28.60 a share. We'll put our mouse there. There we go, 28.60. You can see if Lucid were to go down to 28.60, I would still have made money on this trade. I would still have made $3.21. Now, when I begin to lose money is going to be beyond that. Let's say Lucid goes down to $25.25. I would be down $332 on this single trade. Now, my max loss is not going to happen until exactly 25, and that's where this horizontal line begins to plateau down here, because that was my hedge on the short side. So in this case, the most I can lose on the downside is $357, and that's if Lucid is below $25 on the date of expiration. Now on the upside, again, we're going to see this line plateau right here at 60. As I go beyond 60, I start to give up some of that profit. And once I go beyond this red line right here, that's when I start to lose money. You can see here at 63.35, I'm down $192. But as we go beyond 65, because that's where my long call option is at, I don't lose any more money beyond that point. And you can see just like before, my max loss is $357, no matter how high Lucid goes. Now again, the purple line is going to be defaulted to today, but we can manipulate that value. Let's pretend for a second we wanted to see if Lucid stayed roughly the same value, but in 2 weeks' time, how much we could close out this Iron Condor for. So what we're going to do is come down here to the calendar icon, and we're going to fast forward 2 weeks in time. Today's the 7th, so we'll go to the 22nd, and you should have seen that purple line jumped up a little bit. And if Lucid stays exactly where it's at currently, $41.61 a share roughly, I would be able to close out this Iron Condor for roughly $39.80 in profit. So not an insane amount, but we can see how time is going to start ramping up how we make money on this trade. Every day that passes, we're going to see that purple line start slowly growing to match the blue line. So we can see how time decay is going to affect our contracts. In this case, it's going to benefit us quite a bit. Every single day that passes, we're making a little bit of money. Now, another interesting thing you can do here is you can also price in volatility decreasing. Now, all I had to do to open up this vol adjustment box is click on the little gear icon over here on the far right-hand side. And from here, we could also price in, let's say, a 20% reduction in volatility. So we're going to go ahead and highlight this number here, 0.00. We're going to delete it out and put in -20 and hit enter on the keyboard. Again, you should have seen that purple line jump up. And that's because we are now pricing in a 20% decrease in volatility. And remember, an Iron Condor will benefit from a volatility decrease. So this is an amazing tool. You're definitely not going to master it in one little sitting of watching me use it. But I would definitely practice with it. You can use it in so many different ways, but for right now, it's just used to visualize exactly how we're going to make or lose money on this particular trade. Now, one of the last things we'll talk about is how to actually manage this trade should things go against you. So remember, in this Iron Condor, we don't want Lucid to go up or down, and hopefully it doesn't go beyond 30 or above 60 in the worst case scenario, but let's pretend it does. Let's say Lucid has a fantastic couple of weeks and it's now trading for roughly $60 a share, and it's starting to test that short call that you sold against it, and you're a little bit worried. Now, for the most part, there's not a whole lot you can do with these. Remember, when you put on a spread like this, you are hedging the risk from the get-go. You bought a $65 call to protect yourself in this exact situation, so there's not a whole lot you can do. Now, one thing you could do is you could decide to roll up the untested side of the spread. What that means is basically buying back this 30 by 25 put spread and then maybe selling a 50 by 45 put spread, pulling in an additional credit. And what that credit's going to do is offset some of the losses should things continue to go against you. Now, this isn't going to be perfect, and at a certain point, you're going to have to stop. I mean, the worst case scenario, I guess you could turn this into an iron fly and basically sell the 60, buy the 55 put spread, in which case you really hope it doesn't move at all. You're hoping it sits exactly at $60. But at that point, there's not really much you can do other than that. You're just trying to pull in more credit to offset the loss at that point. But again, once you buy those spreads or buy those wings on either side, you do give up a little bit of the management ability with these. Now, on the other side of things, let's talk about how to take a profit on this. Like with most spreads that you generally put on, you're not actually trying to make that max profit. When I sold this for $1.43, I'm not actually planning on making $143 on this trade. Typically, when I sell an Iron Condor, I'll close it out around 50% profit, or sometimes I'll let it go a little bit longer, maybe to 75% profit, but I'm never really going to let it run any longer than that. In order to get that last little bit of premium, you're basically going to need to hold it all the way until expiration, which means you're tying up all this capital, this big chunk of capital in your account for just a tiny amount of premium. It's not really worth it at that point. Now, I know we went through that very, very quickly. This was really just a quick rundown of how you guys can get started with selling Iron Condors. Hopefully that answers most of your questions about them, how they work, how to manage them, and most importantly, how to actually place them in ThinkorSwim. If I miss anything or you guys have any follow-up questions for me, please leave them down below in the comments. I'll be making more of these in-depth tutorial videos on specific option strategies, so let me know if there's anything specific you guys would like me to focus on. But that wraps things up. That's about it. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you all in the next video.